Hello friends, happy Sunday to you, and thank you so much for stopping by the channel. My name is Talisha and I also go by CreativiTeeByT, and in today's video I am going to be sharing my most recent makes. I am going to be sharing some new fall fabrics that I picked up and about 3 new sewing patterns that is going to help me complete the additions to my fall wardrobe that I am making. So I will go ahead and get into this video now. So I'm going to start off by sharing my most recent makes, and I have 2 to share with you, so not too many, and I'm just going to go ahead and briefly go over them. Not like my detailed pattern reviews, but I'm sure there'll be enough information here for you to get what you need. But if you would like a more detailed information, I will have that up on my blog this week, or you can ask in the comments below and I will be more than happy to answer any questions. Okay, but for the first make that I am going to share, I am sharing what I actually have on. I know you can't see it, but this is a Know Me 2046. This pattern was designed by Nikki Brooks, and she also goes by Beauty Jador. The pattern description is Mrs. Knit dress in 2 lengths and woven pants. I picked this pattern up when it was first released, which was either in the spring or summer. I want to say spring. But I knew I wouldn't make the dress until fall because of the longer sleeves. But I absolutely love this. I love this. It's super simple but chic at the same time. I honestly think it's just really cool. Like, it has I don't know, it just has some spice to it. This dress doesn't have many lines, but there are a few details that elevates the dress or the look, which are like the sleeve details, and I'll go ahead and insert pictures into the camera for you to see. But here, if you want to look at it on me, you have this detail right here, so this ruching, and so it's on the top of the sleeve, and it's also on the seam that, you know, connects all the way down. So that is a very fun detail, and it also has a slit with a zipper. Again, there is a pant pattern included as well, and the dress comes in 2 lengths, but I chose to make the longer version of the dress. With it being fall, you know, it could just complete a whole outfit and not have to worry about the bottom. With the shorter version, you could definitely wear it with leggings or a top, but I just wanted to make the longer version. Now, because this pattern calls for knit fabric, which, you know, I did use a knit, I made a straight size 24 because the finished bust measurements for that size is 43.5 inches, and my bust is a 45-inch even measurement, and I would prefer to have my knit fabric be stretched by my body to fit versus falling off and draping off of my body and it looking saggy, because I feel like knit fabrics does that when it doesn't like stretch to your body. So yeah, I feel like going down in size to make a stretch allowed for a great fit for me. So if that's the fit that you prefer, I would recommend doing the same because it's not too loose and it's not too tight. So let's talk about the sleeve detail really quickly. I know I showed it to you already, but the sleeves has this ruching to them. Like I said, I'll probably just put a picture up in the camera, but it has the ruching to them by using elastic, and I think that the detail is super adorable. What I had to do to get this look and what the pattern instructions suggest is that you cut 4 pieces of a 1/4 inch elastic at the length of 6 inches each and stretch the elastic from one dot to the other while you're sewing it down. One piece went in the middle of the sleeve, you know, when it was not sewn together. So when you lay your sleeve flat, it went in the middle of the sleeve, and the other went on the seam of the sleeve where it, you know, sews up underneath the arm and things like that. And that's so that you can get like a front and back look. So there's a ruching here and a ruching here, if that makes sense to you. Super cute. So yeah, you can definitely see it on my fabric because, you know, it's not straight like the remainder of my dress, but I would say that it's much more noticeable on a solid color type of fabric, but I still love it and I still feel like it's adorable and that it really elevates this look. As far as the zipper slit, there is supposed to be a zipper in the slit so that you can open and close it, but I didn't put a zipper in mine because number one, it was late at night when I was trying to finish this, and I didn't have a zipper that opens at the bottom in my stash, and I wanted to just finish the dress. Number two, I didn't think I would use the feature, honestly, so I just made a hem, you know, around the slits so that, you know, it'd be nice to finish, and I stitched it down. But the idea of it is very neat. I think it's very creative, and I may try it the next time I make this. Just didn't work for me for this particular dress. And one thing that I do want to point out is that my dress was dragging on the floor when I put it on. I had to cut off 4.5 inches to make it like hit the length that it is hitting on the photos and the videos and the pictures, and then I made a 1.5 inch hem line. So I'm not really sure why it was so long, but I just thought I would make you aware. I did put the pattern piece up to me when after I cut it out, and I was thinking to myself, this is kind of long, but you know, I just kept going with it. So yeah, I did lose 5 inches of fabric or whatever, but it's okay. For this fabric that I use this Hacky Sweater Knit fabric that has been in my stash for about 3 years. I saw this fabric and fell in love with this when I saw it advertised on Instagram. I didn't have an idea of really what I wanted to make, and this is the first pattern that I thought about using it up with. So I'm very, very happy that I finally got to use it. I purchased this from So English Fabrics, and they still have a variety of this type of fabric on their website, so I will link to their website below if you are interested in this. But it's super soft and comfortable. I mean, it just feels like I'm wearing a blanket. It's very stretchy, you know, two-way stretch, very stretchy. So this is good fabric, very good quality. So for my next make, I made my first Bestie bag. I talked about that on my previous video. This pattern was designed by Blackbird Fabrics, and I love a good bag, okay? Especially a big bag. So I had to make it, and I did. This bag comes in 4 different views, and of course I made one of the larger bags, and it's one of the non-pleated bags as well. This pattern does call for a more structured type of fabric and also a stiff interfacing. And I thought I had a strong enough interfacing for my bag to keep its firm shape, but it does kind of lose its shape when I'm wearing it because my interfacing is not supportive enough. And while my fabric was thicker than like a regular cotton, it does not have a lot of structure to it. However, it doesn't lose like too much to where it doesn't look like the photos. Either way, I love it. I have been wearing it out. I have been wearing it to all the places. Every time I wear it out, I get compliments, and it fits all the things. Everything can fit in that large bag, and that is what I love about it. I can put the kids' tablets in there, you name it, everything can go in there. This bag for me is very practical, and I definitely will be showing more here on the channel because I have some cut out and ready to sew. So I do have some pictures. I'm sure I've been putting them up, and some little clips of it so that you can see it. I did have a first time experience with this, which is actually utilizing the zipper tabs. I've never made zipper tabs to, you know, close in the front and the back ends of a zipper, and it just looks so neat. I feel like my zipper job on this bag is just the bomb, and I'm super excited about that. So I'll definitely be using a more stiff fabric in the future along with a stiffer interfacing. But for the fabric that I used for the bag, it came from Joann Fabrics, and if I can find it, I will link it down below as well. Alright, so let's get into these new fall fabrics that I purchased recently. Listen, I didn't want to purchase any fabric, but I really don't have a lot of warmer fabrics in my stash. I have some, but not enough to make a whole wardrobe for fall, which I will talk about in my next video. My stash is full of standard cottons, like, you know, just your regular cottons, and Ankara and knits in the late fall and winter time here in northern Indiana. It's just too cold for that at times. So I picked up a couple of cuts that will help me, like I said, complete that wardrobe and feel warm and snuggly. So I will go ahead and start sharing those fabrics with you. And the first one that I want to share with you is this beautiful rust colored cable knit that I picked up from Joann Fabrics. If you have a Joann Fabrics, you have seen this type of print. I will bring it closer. No, not print, but this type of fabric. Absolutely love it, and it is showing true to color. I think this complements my skin well. So there is about 3 yards here. I am finalizing the rest of my sewing plans, which is the reason why I didn't include it in this video. So I will share what I plan to make with this on the next video. But whatever I decide to make, I wanted to make sure that I had enough fabric, and I am sure that the 3 yards will do the trick. So yes, this is the first one, and to accompany this, because I wasn't sure what I want to make, but I do have like an idea of a couple patterns, I purchased some brush jersey knit fabric right here to kind of go along with it. I feel like it was close enough in color to use if I decide to make a garment with bands, and I just feel like I could use this, and I think I got a yard of this. Whatever I make, like if bands are included, a yard is definitely going to be enough out of this. And this is super soft, and it just feels so good. And if I don't end up using this, if I make something that doesn't require bands, or you know, if it's just a couple, you know, bands and I have a lot of this fabric left, I can always make my boys either a long sleeve t-shirt out of it, a short sleeve t-shirt, or a turtleneck. So it certainly won't go to waste. Both of these fabrics are 58 inches, and I think this is a fabulous color for fall. So for the next fabric that I picked up this tweed like houndstooth fabric. This was also 58 inches wide, and I picked this up from Joann's as well. I have so much of this type of print, meaning houndstooth, in my stash, but they're in different colors, different sizes, things like that. Outside of animal print, this is one of my favorites, so I definitely had to add this to my cart. I saw it a couple of times, and when I went on this little spree, I decided to go ahead and pick it up. And I recently watched Raven Maureen's one of her videos, and there is another houndstooth that's huge at Joann's that she recently picked up, so I have to get that as well because I love it so much. But anyway, I believe I have about 2.5 yards of this, and I will most likely make a shift dress because that's the reason why I wanted it. So I'll show you a close-up, and this fabric feels absolutely soft, and the quality is so good. It's just so good. This is going to make a gorgeous, gorgeous dress. Yes. Okay, moving on to the next fabric. So for this next one, I picked up some faux leather. I feel like I want to make like a bottom, so like a pair of pants or a skirt. I'm not really sure which one because I still need to review my patterns and see which, you know, one I want to make. But by the time this video is out, I will have all of my plans concrete, and you will know within the next video. But yes, this is some faux leather. Here's a close-up. There's some shine on here because of the ring light, but here's a good view. And you know, it's just like a camel color, I think. But I purchased this cut of fabric from Joann's as well. Joann's had a huge sale last week, and you were also able to use 25% off of your total purchase. So I just went ham, y'all. I purchased like a lot, but I think this will make for a good chic fall look. I don't have anything like this in my stash that I've made. Yeah, I only have like some faux leather pants, and those were store-bought. We'll see what I make. All right, so this next cotton is not really new, but it's new. This fabric is a cotton flannel. The fabric is another houndstooth print, and I will show you what that looks like here. As you can see, the houndstooth prints are super small, but they are there, and then there are some like orange lines in here. I already had 2 yards of this in my stash, which is here. I washed it, put it in this plastic, and put it away. But I am going to be doing a collab with someone in November with this fabric, and I wanted to add to the collab and, you know, just make more than one piece. So I went to Joann's to get more, and the sale was just bomb. I purchased whatever was left on the boat because it was only like a little over $4 a yard, because it was labeled last chance, and it had 60% off on it, and I got the additional 25% off of that. So get ready for that collab, because I am going to try to use every inch of this fabric, but this is going to be perfect for the upcoming weather here, and even now, honestly, because today is Saturday and it was only 51 degrees. All right, so that's that. All right, so moving on, I picked up this colored cotton fabric. It says 100% cotton, and this is going to be for my mother and I to make a shirt. We are going to collab on that. I will talk about that a little bit more in detail in my fall fit plans video, or the next video that I'm going to make. I'm going to be sharing all this information with. But my mother challenged me to make a top, so this is what I picked up for that top, and there is about 5 or 6 yards of this, because the top calls for a lot. If you watch my last pattern haul, you'll know what top I'm talking about. So I did pick it up for that. I'm kind of excited about it, but at the same time, it's going to be one of those projects that's going to take me probably 2 weeks to get done, because there's so much involved, but it'll be all right. Now, although this was labeled as cotton, it does feel a little like linen, or like a linen blend to me. I feel like it was mislabeled, but it's okay. I just know that I need to make sure I wash it and dry it before I do anything with it, even though you should do that with all fabrics. Sometimes I don't, but I'll definitely have to do that with this because it may shrink up. This was on sale at Hobby Lobby for 40% off, so the price on this was absolutely good as well. All right, so now for this last fabric that I picked up. This one was a pretty penny. This was pretty pricey. It was not on sale at all. This fabric is a Casa Matte Satin, or Satin. This is one that I purchased from Joann Fabrics. Look how fabulous this is. Oh, this is so nice to me. I purchased this, like I said, at Joann's, and I thought it will go perfect with all of my fall themed fabrics. And I did not too long ago, maybe it was it was about a year ago, that I made this satin top that I really liked, and I just really like how it elevated everything. And I'm not really sure what I'm gonna make out of this, but I picked this up because I felt like I would get even more of that vibe with this color right here, and I just love fall colors. But this fabric feels absolutely beautiful. It feels super nice on the outside. It looks gorgeous. I will say that the wrong side of the fabric is kind of rough feeling. Not really sure why, but I will figure that out when I make my final decision. If it's too rough feeling for me, maybe I'll line it or something like that. But yes, just gorgeous. Oh, I thought, hold on, I'm burying stuff over here because I thought I was finished showing you my fabrics, but I have one more. And this fabric that I'm getting ready to show you is a sweater knit, and it's already been cut up because I started working on this project already. And it just feels super warm. This was also purchased at Joann's, and I had picked up 3 yards of it. So I'm trying to find like a good cut to show you because it's chopped up pretty good here. But I used every bit of this fabric too, which is a good thing. Okay, so here's a good piece. This is the sweater knit, and it feels just like a blanket just like a blanket, and I love it. It's fuzzier on the outside, the right side of the fabric, and then it just kind of like, it's not as fuzzy on the inside, but the fuzzier side is what I use as the right side of the fabric. This again was purchased at Joann's, and at first I wasn't even going to get it, but I did because there wasn't much left on the bolt, and my store usually doesn't replace a bolt when it's done and, you know, all been purchased, and I didn't want to miss out on the opportunity to get some. So this project is turning out pretty nice, and you will be seeing it very soon. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and get into the few patterns that I picked up. I purchased 3 butterick patterns because I do want to make shift dresses for the office, because I think they are very versatile, and not only do I want to make them for the office, but it's the type of dress that I could just wear every day. Even if I put on tennis shoes with them, I just love a good shift dress, and I used to wear them all the time. I do love a fit and flare too, but I have a lot of them in my wardrobe, and I don't want every style in my closet of dress to look the same. And because I do like that style, this is what I'm going to focus on right now. So for the first pattern, I picked up Butterick 6802. I have it right here, but I'm going to just insert photos in the screen so that the screen doesn't go dark. And I picked this up for the dress, but I also like the jacket. The reason why I like the dress is because it is a shift dress, but I like the color blocking option that you get at the top of the front shoulders, and I also like the front seams for shaping. So and this is what I'm thinking, if I use my houndstooth fabric for this pattern, I could put like black fabric at the shoulders to break up the busyness of the print. And I do want to incorporate some more color blocking, so that is the reason why I picked this up as well. One of the reasons. So the next pattern that I picked up is Butterick 6796, and I got this one because of the dress as well. And this dress doesn't have front and back seams, but you do get front and back darts for the shaping, and so that is okay with me as well. What drew me into this pattern outside of the general style was the neckline. So it kind of has like a soft V shape, and you also get the color blocking option for the one shoulder, and it also calls for like a button detail at that same shoulder, so I thought that was pretty neat. So while the dress is kind of similar, there's enough difference for me to have purchased both of them. And then the last pattern that I picked up is Butterick 6965. This is a newer pattern that came out with the fall release, and this pattern has a jacket that looks like a cardigan and a skirt and a pant. I picked this up for the skirt because I wasn't sure if I had a woven pencil skirt pattern with the band like this in my stash that I can actually fit, because I haven't purchased a skirt pattern in such a long time that I probably have outgrown the ones. So yeah, that's the reason why I purchased it. Yeah, I just didn't want to take the risk of getting ready to make it and then not have a pattern. So for $2, it was in the cart. All right, so that is it for my recent makes, my fall fabric haul, and the latest patterns that I picked up. Please let me know what your thoughts are about what was shared in this video in the comments below. And if you like this video, please take a pause for the cause and click the like button. And if you are not subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button if you enjoy this type of content, so that you can be notified whenever I upload a video. I am going to go ahead and close out, and I want to thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all of my new and returning subscribers for your support, and I will see you in the next video, which will be soon. Bye.